Why The Weeknd is changing his stage name. What's a name worth? Well, if you are one of the biggest music stars in the world, it seems like a lot. Today, we will discuss The Weeknd's choice to alter his stage name recently and how that might affect his career. Welcome back, everyone! In this video, we'll dive into the most recent news regarding The Weeknd's desire to alter his stage name. This revelation from one of the biggest names in music has generated a lot of conversation and conjecture about what it might signify for his forthcoming album and future endeavors. The Weeknd's appearance on Saturday Night Live in 2020 sparked much excitement among fans and watchers. Many people assume that The Weeknd's face bandages, which were visible during the performance, referred to plastic surgery or other cosmetic operations. This prompted much debate and criticism, with some claiming that The Weeknd encouraged poor body image and maintained unfavorable notions about beauty standards. The Weeknd revealed in an interview with Variety that the bandages were a part of the narrative for his album After Hours, which was about a character going through numerous emotional and physical changes. He might have changed his stage name in response to the criticism surrounding his appearance on Saturday Night Live. In November 2020, The Weeknd announced that he would stop using the E in his name and go by just The Weeknd. Some admirers and detractors hypothesized that this transition was caused at least in part by the criticism he faced after his appearance on the Saturday Night Live. He might have decided to alter his name to remove himself from the controversy and criticism and suggest a new direction for his music and public persona. But it's important to note that The Weeknd hasn't said outright that the criticism surrounding his SNL performance influenced his choice to change his name. He might have shifted for other reasons, such as personal development or a desire to reposition himself. Whatever the reasons for the name change, it's evident that The Weeknd is committed to growing as a musician and pushing the limits of pop music. The Weeknd, whose actual name is Abel Tesfaye, has previously expressed a desire to shed his stage moniker and go by his name. In a 2020 interview with Harper's Bazaar, he revealed that the purpose of the stage name was initially to stay unknown and project a mysterious image. Over time, it had become too intimately associated with his identity. He wished to shed his stage identity and return to using his real name. Additionally, The Weeknd has made musical references to his transformation. He includes several intimate and contemplative songs on his most recent album, After Hours, that speak to his problems and experiences. In subject matter and tonality raises the possibility that he is evolving toward a more natural and individualistic aesthetic, one that is consistent with his true self as Abel Tesfaye. This was the last push for The Weeknd to fully embrace his birth name and break away from the stage character he had developed. Given this background and the recent controversy surrounding his television debut, The Weeknd's name change could affect his business and the following base. On the one hand, particularly for those following him since his early days, it can be confusing and take some time for followers to get used to the new name. But if done well, the name change can also work well for The Weeknd. The Weeknd's artistic focus might change as a result of the name change, which is one possible effect. He might be indicating a wish to shift away from his earlier works' more hedonistic, party-focused themes and toward a more individualized, perspective style by adopting his birth name, Abel Tesfaye. This might attract a new audience drawn to his more exposed and genuine persona. Another possible effect is that The Weeknd might be better able to set himself apart from other musicians and stand out in a crowded music market due to the name change. While his last name was distinctive, it was also challenging to find online and might have been mistaken for other similar names. The Weeknd is developing a more distinctive and memorable brand persona by adopting his real name. But there's also a chance that the name change will backfire. The Weeknd's stage name may continue to be preferred by supporters who may be reluctant to accept the transition. The Weeknd may find it more challenging to retain his present popularity and success, as it might take some time for his new moniker to become as well known and visible as his previous one. It's hard to say how The Weeknd's new name will impact his upcoming album and future endeavors. However, it's likely that the modification marks the beginning of the artist's new creative path. By adopting his original name, Abel Tesfaye, he may be attempting to distance himself from the persona he has created as The Weeknd and give his followers a more accurate representation of who he is. This might result in a change in the tone and subject matter of his music. The Weeknd's name change will likely have an impact on his career and next ventures, although it is too soon to determine exactly. Though the change may generate some interest in his new album and upcoming releases, it also has the potential to cause a change in his artistic direction and style. That is all for this video. We'll be back soon with another information.